Good morning, guys. I'm by the water, so you might hear the waves crashing. So I'm going to talk about people who stare and talk about you, and then if you say something to them because it's freaking weird, they'll look at each other and act offended because you're calling them out on it. Because this has happened to me so freaking often, and it's agitating, right? It's annoying, but people continue to do it, and I don't really get why, but it happens pretty often. People, a lot of times they'll be like, well, what is she? And I'll ignore it because I've been getting that since I was a kid, so I really don't care about it. Sometimes it's annoying if people ask you and then say that you're lying about what you are. I don't know who my parents are. But typically, it's they'll just stare at me. And it'll be two, or it'll be a whole group of people, or it'll be someone on the phone just staring me down. And I'm just okay, why are you staring at me? And you try not to get irritated, but some people try to make it known that they're staring, they're talking loud as crap about you. And it's well, what is she doing? Why do you care? Why do you care? Why are you staring at me? It's so annoying. Or if they're in a little group, they'll all be mugging you and running their mouth, and it's here we go with this ghetto nonsense again. It's just annoying. Some people do this to get your attention, it's as if it's flirting, but then when you say something to them because you're getting annoyed, then they'll just look at the other person and start laughing, and it's then I'm gonna get mean because it's you're bothering me and you clearly have nothing better to do, so let me hurt your feelings because I'm irritated. I think it's happened to me so much to the point where I instantly get annoyed. Not all the time. If I feel I'm in a safe environment and I can ignore it, I will. But I have been followed. I think I've talked about that on here before. But I've been followed by people because when you ignore it, they be oh, I've heard them say this. They be oh, she's not going to do anything, and start following. Imagine how messed up in the head you have to be to think it's normal to follow someone because they're not going to react to you being a freaking weirdo. I don't know, man. That's really weird to me. I would never think to let me follow this person because they're not reacting. So this is easy. This is an easy target. I don't view people as targets. I don't want to be around them, especially if they don't want me to be around them. That's weird. And I've had people, including my own family, oh, they're just bored. I don't give a dang if they're bored or not. Why are you following me? Why are you running your mouth? Why are you staring me down? It's creepy. And it's I get so mad that I'm the only one calling it out. Obviously I've been around people who also call it out, but a lot of people just sit there and try to be oh, they're staring at you. Oh, they really don't like you. Yeah, bitch, and I don't know them, so why are they staring at me? Now I'm about to hurt everybody's feelings since y'all want to play with me. And they're oh, it's not that serious, but you're not the one being stared at because they're not worried about you because you're irrelevant. They're staring me down. I hate when people try to defend that mess. It's clearly you're one of those people since you think it's okay. And then when you react, they want to play the victim oh, you're stuck up. Let me be stuck up because I don't want to be stared down by a group of strangers who I do not know, who think it's okay to stare at people and run their mouth, questioning everything I'm doing, watching my every move because you have nothing better going on in your life. It really makes me mad. And I know I'm not the only one who goes through this, but I'm one of the few people who actually say something, who will actually call it out. I'm not judging people who ignore it. But in my case, people don't give me that luxury because they take that as invitation. Let me really mess with her or come up and fucking touch me. People have touched me. And I'm going to say this now because people like to say stupid stuff every time I talk about it. It's not just in the hood. Because these people like to frequent all areas. So I was in Colombia and they were doing this mess, staring me down. But luckily the cops in Colombia don't play, so they was enough of that, you're gonna move now. Love them for that. I was in Ellicott City and I was walking obviously for exercise, and this lady, grown lady, in her 50s, you're grown, she was staring me down, talking to another lady who's walking what's she doing, who's that, what, a snarky attitude. And the lady was I don't know. She just looks so annoyed. Why are you... That's embarrassing, one. I don't know if you've ever been with someone like that. That's embarrassing. Why are you doing all that? I don't like being around people like that because I'm not staring down random strangers, questioning what they're doing, especially with an attitude. Not even out of like curiosity, but like with an attitude. Who are you? Anyway, the lady just looked at her, and then she looked at me like, I'm so, like, you know how people look at you and was like, she just shook her head like, I'm so sorry. Like, that's so freaking weird. Why are you staring down a stranger? I've never seen a stranger and been like, let me stare this girl down. No, I don't care what they have going on. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me why you would ever want to do that. And then obviously, as I talked about, like, when I was like at someone's house and their neighbors were staring me down and he made his girlfriend look me up. Why are you looking me up? And like, why would you be with a man who makes you look me up? Y'all are weird. Please seek help. It's gone to the point where I changed my name on like apps like Starbucks and stuff because people were looking me up and be like, oh yeah, you came into my job and like I wanted to get to know you. And it's like, I don't think that's appropriate. I don't care what Alicia Keys made y'all think was appropriate. That's inappropriate. Do not do that because it's kind of borderline stalking. Like, it's only cute if you like the person. Ask them for their number there, because hitting them up, one time hitting me up wasn't like the problem, but they kept contacting me. Like, I looked at the message and I didn't even like click on it, so it didn't have a read receipt. I just ignored it, and they kept messaging me. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're doing this because like I didn't read it, so I read it and I got back out of it, so they seen that I read it, and they still kept messaging me. And then like I blocked them. They made a new account. I was like, I'm sorry you blocked me. I'm sorry if this came out creepy. I just really wanted to get to know you. I'm like, what the heck? And like, maybe I should have blocked them immediately, but I was like out. I wasn't, you know what I mean? You're out. You're not like, I wasn't stopping to do that. Like, I was shopping, trying to get, some stuff for spring. And it was just creepy to me. Also, sometimes like if they work at like your favorite Starbucks, blocking them is kind of like obvious. Like, I wanted it to go, like I just didn't see it and for them to leave me alone, but they kept doing that. I don't know. I didn't really know how to handle the situation, but it did kind of annoy me. I feel like that's like such a risky thing to do. I would never do that, but like, ask for their number there, and if they don't want to give you their number, they don't. It's like that simple. But it did get to the point in my life, like besides that, where everywhere I would go, people would do that. Like, they would just stare at me and start like running their mouth. What is she doing? Why is she doing that? Or like follow me. I've already talked about this, but like when I was at the concert at, I think it's the Capital One Arena in DC, and luckily the security, he got them. Like, what are you doing? It creeped him out. He was like, no, go the other way. Like, that's weird. But not every city is going to be run well like that, or not every venue is going to be run well like that. And I don't know, it just annoys me so bad. Like, I like well-ran vicinities. I don't want people doing creepy things and thinking it's okay. Then I see people like making these like memes or TikToks about how like them and their friends just like stare at people when they're out in public, and like that's like a fun thing for them to do. But on the other end of it, it gives really creepy. It comes off really creepy, and like, why do you care what I'm doing? I don't think about like what other people are doing. I don't even like think about them like that. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And I have family members who are like that. I stopped being around them because it was so annoying. Every time we would do anything, they would start talking about like random people, or like cut you off in the middle of a conversation. Say it's like 3 of us and 2 of us are talking about something like fun, like actually going on in our real lives. They would cut us off in the middle of that conversation and start talking about some random person. And I've had people do that to like in their group to me, like start tapping on me like, no, look. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, it's the quickest way to irritate my soul, because it's like, it's such a cringy human behavior. Leave people alone. Like, that person's not worried about you. Why are you worried about them? Especially the people who think that it's flirting and it's really not. Like, it's not cute, it's not flirting. Why are you, ew, like, oh my god. Like, I've had guys do that, or girls too, but like guys do that and keep being loud, try to solicit other people to stare at me too, as if it was like quirky or cute. Like why are you staring at me? It's weird. I'm like, what, we can't look at you? And I'm like, can you get a life? And then they get so offended that you're being mean. It's like, you're doing way too much. Like, I deal with this so often. It's so annoying. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, why do they think that this crap is normal? I don't get it. Like, this is your only way. I've asked them, like, is this your only way of getting attention? They're like, oh, I just don't know how to talk to you. Then don't talk to me. It's that simple. You don't have to talk to me. I don't have to talk to you. There's nothing much to it. Leave me alone. I'm gonna leave you alone. We're gonna mind our business. Because if you don't know how to communicate without being a complete creep, then you don't need to communicate with me. Because I'm not one of those people who's gonna think it's flattering. Or like people, oh my god, I had a family member who would be like, oh, they're just shy. I don't care. Don't do that. Like, it's so cringy and annoying. And people sit there and act like I'm supposed to keep ignoring it or letting it go as they see it's escalating. And then all of a sudden when it escalates, like, I know what's going to do because I've been through it a billion times. They're like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's why you should let me handle it the first time. Like, nip it in the butt the first time. Don't keep doing that. Like, it's not cute to me. Oh my god, hood dudes, those people, they'll sit there and think that, so you're like, oh, look at her. Oh, she thinks she's all that. She thinks she's cute. Shut up. Like, it's not funny. It's not cute. Go get someone who likes your hood behavior. I don't like it. Leave me alone. It hits me in my soul and I get annoyed. Or people doing that, pointing out your body parts, like, why are you staring me down like that, you creep? I see you have no home training, no one raised you, no one cared about you, but don't point out my body parts, because I'm gonna point out every flaw you have in your body. And they think it is flattering, like, I'm just trying to compliment you. I don't take that as a compliment. Don't point out my behind, don't point out my chest, don't point out nothing. Like, that's nasty. I don't want you pointing out any body part of mine. That's creepy to me. Then they want to cry when you say something back to them. Like, what is that? That's such a common theme with them. Like, that's why I made that video. Narcissism is more prevalent with, like, hood people. And by the way, hood does not mean race, because what the hood that I'm talking about is very diverse. Like, you can literally look up the statistics. It is diverse, and it's all of them doing it. And it's just like, I think that it's more prevalent because that's the culture there. The culture is to be weird and to be creepy and almost like a jock factor. But it's like, these are real people you're talking to. Like, maybe this is funny to you in your world, but it's not to me and mine. And I'm about to hurt your feelings. And I always do. And then I'm like, you're so stuck up. You're so mean. I don't care. Let me be mean and stuck up. Because don't keep bothering me. I don't care. Oh, and let me get started about the older church ladies. They're famous for doing this crap. I'm going to stare her down. Why is she wearing that? Why does she have on that? Why are you wearing red lipstick? Shut the hell up. It's the main reason why I stopped going to places, especially in groups, because they always do that. Or if someone gives you, like, attention, they'll try to, like, make it a big scene. I don't know, man. It just agitates my soul. Like, I hate going places. I went somewhere with my dad, and, like, it was, I don't know who these people were, but they were staring me down. I'm just like, for what? Because it's like, they push you until you have a reaction, and then they can't handle the reaction. I don't care. Don't stare me down. Watch your mouth. Because when it's my turn, I'm hurting feelings. And I mean that. Like, ooh, it agitates my soul. And I had this idiot at my old job who was like, oh, maybe she doesn't talk because she's intimidated by you. And I just looked at them like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, no, I don't think she's intimidated. Like, okay, you don't need to have a whole fucking think piece about me off into the corner of why I'm not talking. Like, I'm literally doing my job. I'm learning how to do my job. You don't need to have a think piece about me. Like, you really don't. And then for people to think that you're not going to react when they're doing all this, it's just crazy to me, because, like, you're running your mouth about me, but you think I'm not going to react. Dumbasses, man. I'm telling you, people, annoying. And usually I do ignore it until, like, people keep trying to make it known that they're doing it. Like, I know y'all could tell the difference. Like, it's like them doing it and, like, whatever, I can ignore it. They're across the room. But then they'll keep being louder or try to get your attention. Like those girls in Royal Farms that I talked about, where, like, they kept trying to, like, be extra loud laughing, and I still ignored that because they couldn't really do anything to me. Like, I had, like, it was easy for me to get out of the situation. But then there's times where, like, people will follow you, like, in the mall, or start asking you questions, and then, like, I've had freaking church people be like, oh, well, what's your name? And then I'll be like, I'll say my name, and they'll turn back to their friends and be like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, bitch, why the fuck did you ask me my name? Like, you're a grown woman, and you're doing all this for what? And then their ugly friends, like a guy friend, will be like, oh, they're jealous of you. And it's like, that's not funny. That's not cute to me. Keep that to yourself. I don't care what you're jealous of. Keep it to yourself. I don't want anything to do with what you got going on. That's such a cringy thing. And it's not like a gender-based thing, because men do it too, women do it, everyone does it, of a certain type of people. But most people, like, I don't know, same people I deal with, they don't do stuff like this. Like, I'm not talking about people watchers. People watchers are different. Like, they'll like glance at people, or they're friendly and they want to talk to people, but you're going out of your way to try to like intimidate someone or use them as a topic of your conversation, and you don't see a problem with that, is really cringy to me. Like, it's very cringy. Like, I'll see like a group of oh my god, the car groups, and they'll pull up next to you and start running their mouth. Like, they'll stare you down. What? It's a whole empty parking lot. You pull up next to me and start running your mouth, and then when I be like, can I help you, then they like roll their eyes, or like all try to put their head down and then like drive off. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? They think you're gonna just sit there and take it, which a lot of times I'll be like, ew, and leave. And I've had people follow me when I left. I'm like, what is even happening right now? And then they'll be like, you're not all that. Then, bitch, why are you here? Leave me alone. I don't need you to be here. Like, I don't need you to follow me. I don't need you to be doing all this. And some people, they love it, they thrive at it, and I'm not mad at y'all, but keep that over there with y'all, okay? Like, I have people that I grew up with who, when people are doing this, they are thriving. They're like, yeah, I'm a threat to you bitches. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. It's like, when people bother me, I enjoy bothering them back 10 times harder. I just do. Like, I don't know. Now that I think about it, it makes me happy when like you're with those people who like, oh, you want to do this, we could do this type of people, because I get tired of it. I'm trying to enjoy my day, and you want to bother me. Okay, well, I'm about to bother you back, and I'm about to have a blast doing it. But this is also why I don't really deal with the church, because they allow too much to happen. Like, there's church people in the comments talking about, Diddy's a human. I seen that today on the Breakfast Club. Oh, Diddy's a human, and Christians, we gotta forgive, and we gotta pray for people. And you pray for them, but there's a limit, man. If you don't have a limit, then I can't be around you, because it's obnoxious. But yeah, I cannot stand. Well, no, you can run your mouth and stare me down all you want to, but the people who tell me to like not react or not say anything, that's what makes me mad, because I'm gonna say something, and you sitting there with a dumb look on your face. It's crazy to me. But that's all for this video. Let me know if this ever happened to you. Did you react? Did you laugh it off? Did you like think that it was funny? I think I only get mad when I feel like people are trying to block my path. Oh my goodness, they'll try to block your path and make it to where you can't leave, and then I'll really snap. Don't do that, because now that's like, I feel like my life is in danger. But yeah, it happens rather frequently. I don't go out the house that much no more, or I do, but it's like mainly parks, and it still happens up there, but it's like less people, so I guess that's why. But yeah, let me know. Bye.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, pretty, pretty.